Peace, family. It's your boy FONZi from Bout.online.com. If you're joining us on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be updated on new drops and content. So definitely want to say peace to the hip-hop family, and we'll be joined this week by Floss, the Don, Floss Angeles, Floss Mode. What's good with you, sir? Flossy.
Man, you know, shit, just living life, man. Doing what we're supposed to be doing. Yeah. Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. There's a bit of a delay, but we got you. Yeah, you look like you muted out, Floss. You got to unmute your mic.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Yo, you got me?
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Yeah, you muted out for a bit, but yeah, you back, man. So yeah, we definitely know how it goes, especially sometimes with these connection issues and stuff. But we're looking at hip hop versus continuing the conversation. You know, last week we saw arguably one of the most fire versus battles that we've seen for a while. You know, being talked about for a multitude of reasons. 3-6, Bone Thugs. So that's, you know, everybody's seen a little bit of the altercation clip. Let me see if I play a little bit of it.
Hey, before we even get started, you ugly motherfuckers ain't finna be mocking me while I'm on motherfucking stage. Like, straight the fuck up.
Nigga, suck my dick.
And gangsta boo.
Suck my dick. What the fuck?
You're a hater, Bizzy Bone. You're a hater. You mustn't take your pills. You weirdo ass nigga. Fuck wrong with you, bitch ass nigga. Bizzy Bone a hater. Sissy ass nigga. What the fuck wrong with you?
Why y'all do this shit, man?
Yeah, so there we see some of the squabble right there on stage. You know, nothing too major, but we've had definitely mixed reviews on it. Like, a lot of people feel that Bizzy vindicated in his actions. Some feel that he was wilding a bit. I mean, what do you think, Floss?
I mean, you know, when you battling somebody, man, and this competition going on, you know, it depends on who the person is that's going through the competition. Some people take that shit very seriously, you know, competing, and then, you know, millions of people is looking at the shit. So, you know, I guess he was feeling some type of way. You know, sometimes when you're looking at something on TV, you don't really get to hear the intricate things that's going on at the place. You know what I'm saying? So while he's rapping, he's probably hearing something in the background. They laughing and sniggling or making little jokes or doing whatever the fuck they doing. And that's why he went hard on him. Like, listen, I'm a grown man. You know what I mean? Like, check this out. You know what I mean? Whatever. But the funny part is I seen my boy Steve Lobel in the middle of all of it. The white guy, bald head, Steve Lobel used to manage.
You could have missed him. You know what? It's funny because I was showing somebody, you know, the clip, and I was saying they was actually a young kid, and they was like, oh, you know, he's that guy. I guess he kind of stood out, and I was saying, you know, no, he's a hip hop figure, and you know, it is right, and you know, Steve Lobel. When it jumped off, he did run forward. You can see him run forward, and you know, somebody even pushes him as well, you know. But I said at least he had their back, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he had their back, and I'm gonna tell you something. Steve Lobel is an industry vet. Number one, he's an industry vet. I don't even really look at him as a white guy. He just light skinned. You know what I'm saying? He's just light skinned. Yeah. He been around for a long time. He be with Big U. He be with reputable people. Big up to Steve Lobel out of Queens, New York. You know what I mean? Big up to Steve. We working.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. I mean, some people say some of it stemmed from, you know, earlier conversation that was being had. I'm gonna see if I can pull up this clip on Instagram right now. This is something that Bizzy Bone had shared prior to the battle, you know. And he said, I got something to say. The entire time during the countdown to these verses, these niggas have been talking, bitching about posts. What they saying in a nutshell is they don't want to be called devil worshippers. Well, what is you or what is your name an acronym for? And you know, it goes on to speak about saying people think they sold their soul for riches and fame, etc. and etc. And he actually wanted them to denounce the devil.
I heard that.
Worshippers on stage now. So we know there was a bit of tension with that kind of being said in the air because when you not like throwing out a challenge like that, that's something that's quite serious, questioning these people's beliefs and stuff like that. So Bizzy, they actually caught up with him. TMZ did after the battle. So let's see if we play this clip and see what he had to say. There's a few little clips going around post battle.
What was said that set it off? Because I know you said there was some things being said. The fans want to know, like, what?
I just think, like, it's pretty self-explanatory, how it went down. I can't even say it on TMZ. They'd have to bleep it out. Yeah, it ain't really about bothering me. It's just about class. It's just about being a grown man and being in the heated of the moment and shit like that. So everybody pretty much understood what it was, from what everybody was telling me. There's like, you really ain't do no wrong, but it is what it is, man. It happened. It's hip hop, man. People fight, man. Whatever. When my family was calling me, they like, go back out there, go back out there, go back out there. Triller was calling me. There's like, don't worry, we don't think you wrong. Do your thing. So everybody was just like, do your thing. Everybody was back on stage, and ultimately it's for hip hop, and the culture. And it was all gonna come to that conclusion anyway at the end. That was the whole purpose. The big build up after the fight over, everybody hug and shit like that. So that was basically what it was gonna be anyway.
You were talking a lot about 3-6 and trying to get them to denounce Satan, right? Did that ever come about like backstage or something? Did anyone ever set that straight, like on the low with you? Like, yo, like, are you still like kind of waiting for that?
I mean, to be honest with you, it was happening because when I was actually saying it, they were kind of getting upset about it, So that was basically them denouncing it anyway.
I got you.
And I'm a grown man, and I'm an intelligent man. So nobody has to tell Bizzy Bone personally anything.
Yeah. Did you get on the phone with Swiss at all? Because I know.
Yeah. I called Swiss. He was in Dubai.
Was he hot about all this? Like
no. Swiss told me, it was like it's hip hop, B. Like I ain't tripping. And everybody was acting like he was saying something. He wasn't talking about us. Like we do our own prayers. Like we ain't had no problem with no money. We ain't asked for no special cups or none of that. We street dudes, So he wasn't talking about us. But of course, he being politically correct, and I dig that, and I appreciate that about him. And last night was just last night, and when everybody dapped up and shook hands and did it for the culture, that was the realness of it. Trying to stretch it out, icons don't gotta do that. They ain't gotta stretch it out and try to go off that. Just be iconic, baby.
Yeah, so there we see definitely a dope clip. Peace to Bizzy representing being iconic as he stated. Do you think it's crazy that when it came to the West Coast is where we seen like some violence take place?
Right. Because LA, we know pretend tearing shit up. That's what we known for.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But I think that 3-6 is the demonic. It's the demonic symbol. Yeah, representation of the devil. You know what I'm saying? Of demonic things or whatever. I put it to you like this, man, that just because they started off like that doesn't mean they have to end off like that. Now, I know some people who really worship the devil that really be on that shit too. You know what I'm saying? Just like, God, people believe in God, people believe in the devil. But I honestly believe that just because you start like that doesn't mean you're going to end like that. You could be having those feelings at first, at the beginning, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes to sell some records or put a little edge on your group or whatever the case may be. As time goes on, you like, man, I don't believe in, you know what I'm saying? Like, I say it all the time. I'll be like, you heard of the C walk? Well, mine's is the G walk, and the G stands for God. You feel what I'm saying? For those who don't believe in God, they're atheists or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's their prerogative and that's their choice to believe in what religion. That's what makes the world. People can believe what they want to believe and choose to follow what they want to follow. But I look at it like this. It's people from far out lands that don't even speak the same language that you speak. Millions upon millions upon millions of people believe in this one person. He has to be real. It has to be real. Because if it's not, I mean, how is people still believing in one person? Now people can they can judge and say things to not make you believe, like, okay, if it was a God, then why are kids getting killed? Why are people getting murdered? Why are kids being molested? All these type of things, because that's the order of the world that has to go on, so people can learn their lessons. These are things that are put out there that's bad. Okay, it is bad, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you have to look at the big picture of it. Without a bad, there will be no good. You have to have bad and good. It goes together like peanut butter and jelly. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, they call that polarity, man. It goes. You can't have one without the other.
You got to have
without
it.
the opposite, you couldn't have the other. It couldn't exist.
Like in the movie Vampire in Brooklyn, when they had the scene where Eddie Murphy, he jumped into the preacher's body, but he was making fun of what he was saying out there talking to the people, but if you listen to what he was really saying, it's absolutely true. A necessary evil. You have to, in order to appreciate good, you have to have bad. You have to know both sides of it. You can't just have this good, everybody doing good, then what the fuck would good be? You know what I'm saying? You have to have the have-nots. You have to have, it's all the lessons. Just because a person starts off broke or fucked up doesn't mean that they have to be like that their whole entire life, you know? So it's just different.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, for Bizzy definitely known for his representation of being different and being real. Do you think how would you have responded to something like that? Because some say, it was sparked from the comments what we see of
what I gather from Bizzy,
suck my D, there's some people, you hear that kind of talk.
See, when first of all, number one, off top, I don't care where you at. Japan, Taiwan, Hawaii, Brooklyn, Tibet, Poland, I don't give a fuck where you at. Another man tell another man, suck my dick. Somebody normally is getting shot or something violent is about to happen from that. It's very disrespectful for another man to tell another man that. That means it's popping. But what I do, what I say about Bizzy Bone, what I get from Bizzy Bone is that Bizzy have been through a lot of things in his life. That's what I get from it. And the shit that, if you really look at the story on Bone, how they was on the back and forth on the Greyhound and all that type of shit, they came from very humble beginnings. You know what I'm saying? So those brothers deserve every good thing that they get. I feel like Bizzy Bone kind of reminds me of Pac a little bit, like how he's very emotional. He don't even really think about some of the things that's about to happen. He just reacts to it. You know what I'm saying? He felt like he was being disrespected. So, he's a man motherfuckers is men at the end of the day. Fuck a rap, fuck a mic, fuck all that. Like, what's happening? You know what I mean? So I didn't really fault him. I didn't fault him at all. I just felt like, Triller and all that type of shit, that the Verzuz, that shit is like a WWE somewhat. It's something like a WWE to me, but in rap, but in music. You know what I'm saying? I think that what he did, even though he wasn't doing it to get the notoriety and fame and everybody to talk about it, I still feel like, you know what I'm saying, it was very good for hip hop and it was very good for television for him to do that. Everybody in the whole fucking world was talking about it. Everybody talking about it.
I don't think I remember watching it live on IG at the time, and I think it shot up by another 100,000 watches instantly as soon as that happened. So, there's actually a clip with Bizzy and he saying Triller and them will call him and everybody saying go back out, because even a lot of the comments people say, yo, where Bizzy at, you gotta bring it back out, what he did, he ain't did nothing wrong,
but you know what, he could have fucked some shit up though, really, if you really think about it, because when you're in a group, as far as like these are groups, 3 6 Mafia is a group, Bone Thug is a group. You have to think sometimes more than just you. You could fuck everybody's shit up. You know what I'm saying? And everybody would have been mad. They started to be mad at him a little bit, but still in all.
I mean, to keep it real, we see, his comrades definitely, they weren't expecting the confrontation. It sparked off, but they was, trying to squash it and stuff at the same time. But it wasn't like, let's keep it real. A lot of people say when the fisticuffs happened, you seen a whole bunch of the Memphis boys running over, but a lot of the Bone guys, they weren't throwing fists back and such. Like, you know, Bizzy, you could see him in there. He was doing his thing, getting it in, bobbing and weaving, you know what I mean? But some of the other guys, it wasn't like a big melee of like crew versus crew, and not saying we wanted to see that. It was just a situation that sparked out of response. And, you know, like you say, that kind of responsive and emotional aspect to Bizzy is why a lot of us love him and stuff. And Shades of Pac, one of my favorite parts of the battle, I'm gonna play it now if I could pull it up, was when they knew they had to bring Bizzy out as well to do the Thug Love. And, you know, that track itself, you know, spoke for itself and speaks for itself. So let's see if we can play some of that shit.
But today, I brought my nigga DJ Unique, our producer, and I bet you any amount of money, Juicy J, y'all ain't never had no shit like this. Oh yeah. Here we go. Let's go. Check it. Hey, yo, Bizzy boy, bring it up. We want to hear that verse, man. Yo, give a fuck when you lay this verse is on the ladies' verse, man. They ain't even know what type of niggas we is. Rock with us. Bizzy boy, get your motherfucking ass on stage right now. Put those big clothes in all the game, Lord. And I want my body less and you told me. I put on my waist and you told me. And my stress and you told me. Give up on me, you told me. One of us more than you told me. You're back in my ghetto, I won't settle. Get my level, you can't stop me. And pop me, nigga, they got me fucked up. Little pockets, schizophrenic, it's manic, the damage all out. We're gonna do something, I'm gonna get that money, and I'm gonna get that stuff. I'm gonna get that weed.
Yo, Bizzy, fuck that shit up.
Yeah, he was like that. Calm it down.
You know, and you know, I know the cut like Pop's bit like that. You know, obviously it was great to hear the whole stage chatting and stuff as well, representing for Pac. I mean, but I want to say Bizzy verse was so dope. What was so dope was after the altercation we seen, and it was like you heard him on the stage. It was like, Bizzy, we need you. Even though he was back on stage representing, it was like, you know, we need you to you know. So he got his moment to really shine again and do what only he can do, because a lot of people have been talking some mess, saying that the battle was lopsided. I even see somebody in the comments say they compared it to Deluxe and Dipset, saying it was a massacre. I said, get out of here. You can't say that.
No. I wouldn't say that, man. I wouldn't say that. No, you can't say that. Because Juicy J and them, Juicy J and them got big hits though. They do got big hits, but Bone is on some other shit. They got real followers, like real people following them, like groupie motherfucking bitches, like just really following them around and know all the words to their songs. You know what I'm saying? Big up to Lady and all them. Wish, Crazy Bone, Flesh and Bone, Bizzy. I just feel like Bizzy was he rhymed from his heart. You know what I'm saying? He rhymed from his heart. So, you know, that's what come out. Motherfucker disrespect you going. But the funny part about that whole shit is, you know, it was cool. You know, they threw the mic and all that type of shit, but he called them some ugly motherfuckers. Now, that's the shit that's hilarious about this whole shit. He said, you ugly motherfuckers.
I think that's the thing that struck out to me. I remember watching it live. I wanted to hear what he had to say because, you know, it's like you mentioned the whole WWE kind of aspect. And, you know, while the battle was going on, we got a slight bit of backwards and forwards. There's always going to be a bit of that trash talking and stuff. We've seen it on all the verses, you know, even from the care wrestlers and all of them. So in different shades and capacities. So we weren't thinking too much of it. You know, Gangsta Boo, she was throwing a few shots when they were.
Yeah, she was talking about medication and pills and shit. That's
R&B, and you know, this, that, and the third. So the thing was, Bizzy, for the most part, Lazy was handling like the backwards and forwards on the mic, and he was, you know, he was saying the verbal jousting. So Bizzy had picked his spot. Then it seemed, and in all fairness, like, you know, once the artists perform their track, even in the culture, you know, the battle culture, dance or hip hop or whatever they usually talk. So he had something which I thought was important to say, because he was like, you know, let me get this off my chest kind of thing. He had probably been sitting there peeping game, hearing all the other shit, you know, people performing, see what's going on. So I think that was more insult to injury, because the nigga actually had some shit to say, and then the moment he started talking, dude kind of cut him off. And then because he didn't just cut him off, he cut him off, said something disrespectful, and he said, like, play my music. So they went to play the music and go into their round and cut him off from what he was even saying. So it was like, I actually wanted to hear what he said, because he was like, yeah, ugly nigga. Then he was like, a Gangsta Boo, he was about to address her and say some shit, but they
Gangsta Boo, that shit funny as hell. But you know, at the end of the day,
and I love Gangsta Boo and that.
I got love for 3-6 for 3-6 and shit, and Lil Chat. I love Lil Chat. I got love for 3-6 though, because I love Crunchy Black. Crunchy Black remind me of when you go to the South and you go to Atlanta or you go to Memphis or Alabama, Tennessee, and that's the type of niggas that you run into as Crunchy Black. You know what I'm saying? He like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm Pat. I love Project Pat, man.
Oh man, Project Pack, big up to Project Pack. I love Project Pack. Really, man, you know, them niggas are some real thugs and gangsters on some real shit. Don't be fooled by 3-6 Mafia. They have some, you know, and especially them country boys. Them country boys, they love to fight. That's one thing they love to do in the club. When I used to live in Atlanta and shit, we would go to the club. We see all the big brawls and shit be happening. Them niggas will bust your whole motherfucking head wide open, fighting in the clubs and shit. So that shit they was about to do on stage with Bizzy and them, they about that. They with that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's why I think, you know, both of them, they were not apprehensive, but they was like, we ain't coming for
no, but they ain't no joke either with
they street niggas too, but they, you know, as you said, some of them country boys are that they, you know, they show their ass.
Oh, they'll show their ass. They'll tear that. They may tear the club up for nothing.
You know, like, come on, man. All those like they look how they started hard. Even when 3-6 came out the gate, they started playing all the hard bangers like that. And you know, some people think Bone went the opposite route by, you know, starting out kind of mellow, but they brought out a lot of bangers after, and they brought out.
Oh man, they got a gang, so they didn't even get to do their real song. They didn't really get to do a whole lot of songs to me, because I already know they catalog and all that. But
3-6 bringing out Terrence Howard,
hilarious.
Got a couple hoes working on the train just for me, but I gotta keep my game tight. Hold me on day, I'm clicking from the hole, don't know no better. I don't see people be a bit, see people be a bit, see people live in poverty with no bills. It's fucked where I live, but this is how it is. It might be new to you, but it's been like this for years. It's blood, sweat, tears when we come into the shit. I'm trying to get ready before I leave about this. I'm trying to have things, but it's hard for a bit. I'm praying and I'm hoping that God don't slip. You know it's hard out here for a baby. When you try to get the phone for the rain,
yeah, so we see that Terrence Howard, man. What you think of his little cameo?
Right, I see him with his little cameo. You know, I love the fact that no matter what movie he in, he be like, yeah, man, yeah, you know what I'm saying, man. He can't nobody say that man like he say that man.
That too, man. I think one of the first major movies I may have seen him in was I know he had done some stuff before that, but could have been Big Mama's House, and he played, like, you know, the bad guy in that in there.
Oh yeah, he was one of the bad guys, I think.
Yeah, he you know, where he didn't been able to take it since then, you know, from you know, Iron Man to, even though they kind of railroaded him from that movie, which is another issue. I want to do something in the future where I discuss some movies, because I'm an avid, you know, film watcher and stuff too. I was actually covering the other day the Blade trilogy and some of the hell that they put Wesley Snipes through.
Yeah, man, they put him through a lot of shit, man.
Yeah, and it's crazy because when you check out in the media, they've got all these stories and the perspective coming from mothers that for the most part, trying to paint Wesley in a negative light, like, you know, he wasn't committed to the project and this, that, and the third, but they're not actually citing some of the real issues or the how that they put him through as an actor, especially a black actor at the time, with what they was attempted to do with the movie. So I want to cover that as well in the future, man.
I didn't know you was into the movies like that, man. I like the movies too. I only like the real classics, and I you know, the classic movies I'm talking about is like Sling Blade, Billy Bob Thornton in
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's one of the coldest movies to ever come out, man. What I started doing recently was the movies that came out when we was like 15, 16, 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? I started, you remember these movies and you remember certain scenes, but I started like as an adult now that I'm older to sit down and recap and go look at all of these movies again. Like, and one of the movies that I've been watching, man, they got some of the coldest scenes in the movie is Jungle Fever. Jungle Fever.
Jungle
Oh
Fever,
man.
man, here to this day, man. I could just about get into a interracial relationship because of Jungle Fever. I
Oh
remember,
man.
I always remember the scene where cause I watched that mad young when I was a kid. You know,
I'm gonna tell you another movie that's classics.
I was just gonna tell you the scene in that movie though when they had them, which always struck a chord with me in Jungle Fever when they had him the police and they jump on him in the streets where he got the bird on
Oh,
the
they was
car.
play fight. You talking about they was play fighting in the
Yeah,
street?
you know, and yeah, you know that scene always stuck out to me. Just like you can't catch a break for shit, you know.
Oh man, that's when they had Samuel L. Jackson as Gator, and he was a crackhead. And you have what's my girl name? Halle Berry in the movie playing as a crackhead.
Well,
Classics.
what's crazy is it's funny you say that because especially my early introductions to Samuel Allender, he did play those kind of roles, and even like Halle Berry, she they were good at playing that
Yeah, she was. She was
dopey role.
phenomenal.
She had the other movie losing Isaiah, where they
Oh
take her
yeah,
son from her. That movie was deep, man, and she
deep,
played
deep.
dope feeling there. She tried to rehabilitate her life, and the
I
suburban
like
family with the kid.
I like the different type of movies, man, like Taps with Timothy Hutton in it when they was at the military school and they got tired of the administration and turned against them and then all of a sudden they had a like a hostage situation at the school. And you never seen Taps?
You know what's crazy? I know the movie, but I know it by a different name because what happened is sometimes in the UK, the British Board of Film Classification, they have I don't know how it goes, but they name sometimes films with different titles. But that's the
Yeah.
same one. I believe I might
And
know.
it has George C. Scott in it. It's Timothy Hutton, George C. Scott.
It's something. I think I know. It's something soldiers. It's a bunch of kids at like a rich school, and
Right.
there's like a big drug dealer, and his son goes
It's
to
a
the school.
military school. It's a
It's a
military
military
school.
school, and he escapes prison. One of them escapes prison or something. And it says the drug dealers they take over the school. They got them all under hostage situation. If it's the same one,
Right.
and then the
Oh my
kids
God, it was.
they end up it's a dope movie. Still, they end up having to apprehend them and all that shit.
I watch movies like Mahogany, Diana Ross. You know what I'm saying? Real dope movie. Black Chicago. You know what I'm saying? It's just different. I like different types of movies. Another one of my favorite movies is Running Scared with Gregory Hines and Billy Crystal in it. They don't even make movies like this no more. I'm talking about the classics, the classic shit. Down and Out in Beverly Hills.
Oh shit, yeah, that's a classic.
What About Bob with Richard Dreyfuss?
Is Bill Murray in that? Oh, one of them. Yeah.
What About Bob? And the ultimate out of all of them is Step Brothers. You ever see Step Brothers?
Oh yeah. Step Brothers a classic, man.
Oh my God, dude.
That boy Will Ferrell, the fool, man. So
oh my God, dude. The funniest when they hoes and boats when they was to wreck their father boat and all that shit.
Boats and hoes.
Hilarious.
I still bag that track. I kid you not from time to time, man. They put some funky lyrics down on that shit. They have some fun.
The funniest shit ever.
I'm running out of oil. Call the Arabs.
Oh man, dude, come on, homie. I'm talking about when they made the bunk beds and the bunk beds that fell on the other brother. He's like, "Come in, it's really bad. It's really bad." Shit was
yeah, I think they ain't scared to push the note when it comes to comedy and stuff, and that's one thing. I do like some of those obscure comedies and stuff, especially that little set. Your
right.
Will Ferrells, your Owen Wilsons, your Ben Stillers. For the most
right.
part, I
I like
the stuff
he
that
has
they
all the like the different movies like I'm talking about the classics, bro. I'm talking about like Wildcats with Goldie Hawn in it.
yeah. I mean,
You
you
know
know,
what I'm
those days
saying?
Tom
Right,
Hanks was getting it. John Candy, you know,
right,
planes, trains, and automobiles. You know,
right,
shit like
right.
that. You know, they definitely, you know, back in the day. Even you know, you mentioned Down and Out in Beverly Hills area. I believe that was that Nick Nolte or somebody like that could have been, but
Yeah,
you know,
Nick Nolte, Richard.
they don't make movies like that no more.
They
I
don't
remember
make
a
movies
movie
like that
called
no more.
Greed with Michael Douglas's father, Kurt Douglas, and
Yeah,
he play an old man who's he's a rich old dude, and he's in a wheelchair, and all his family want his money, but they hate him because he mean to him. You know what I mean?
right,
But
right.
long story short, you find out at the end that he don't really need the wheelchair, but you got Michael J. Fox in it and that too, and all his family coming
Right.
around and everybody trying to, you know, act a certain way for the money, but he
These
wanted to
is
see him.
real actors. Like I'm talking about
Yeah,
as
he
far as like
real
the black
stories,
shit.
real, you know, yeah.
Now the black shit, there's really no other movie to me that really tops the Mac. I don't know if you guys, if you're into the Mac or whatever, the
Yeah,
pimp
shit.
movie,
I
the Mac.
love the Michael, man. Goldie, come on, man.
Oh, come on, G. I mean, you know what I mean? That was just one of the coldest movies because I read I actually saw the documentary of the movie and how Richard Pryor really was taking over the
Yeah,
movie. He
yeah.
was coming up to the set all loaded and
And the guys
South
that they
perspective.
studied to even, you know, put that movie together.
They had to get permission by the Black Panthers to even shoot the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So big up to all the black actors, all the people that's trying to, you know what I'm saying, that be on TV and really make us believe, believe this shit. Another one of my favorite movies that I love, I study and watch all the time was Eve's Bayou. I don't know if you ever seen that.
Okay, yeah. I remember.
I love the movie. You know, just the scandal of everything of how it used to be back in the days. You think that we doing all of the shit because we young in this era, but back in the day they was having a lot of shit going on back in the day. You know what I'm saying? These people.
Yeah, definitely, man. And I think that's the dope thing with movies, just like music, but movies can take things to a different level of extension to just push the narrative and show us something visually as a different representation. You know, not to say too much on a movie talk, but there's another one I'm gonna throw out there. There's a movie called White Man's Burden, which I believe a lot of people may have seen, some may not have seen. It stars John Travolta, and it's basically, I guess, what they would call reverse racism played out in the movie because like the white people are at the lower end of society and are being subjected to you know, a form of like bullying and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
racial abuse and stuff from the black people, and it stars you know, I said John Travolta and stuff in the, and there's a famous black actor as well. Let me pull up his name just on.
I love John Travolta. I love one of my favorite movies from him was
Yeah, it's
Saturday Night
Harry
Fever.
Belafonte, man. You might have seen it, but it's an interesting way that they done to put the movie together. You know.
There's a bunch of movies, man. That's what I do love about acting in the movies is that you can be eight years old to 80. There's no age limit to the movies and music. It is, you get a certain age or people, it is what it is. But with the acting, there is no age limit, and you can act as long as you want to, as long as you're on this earth. Another movie, the other movies that I like is damn, it was just on the tip of my tongue too. I like fuck man, I can't remember. I can't remember the movies, man. But it's so many movies, dude, that I could sit up and just watch over and over and over and over and
Yeah.
over. Just acting, you know what I'm saying? Just from the good acting in it. Another good ass movie that I watched that I love is it's called Men of Honor with Cuba Gooding Jr. and Robert De Niro in it. To where now Robert De Niro he's
Yeah,
an
he
Italian.
one of my all time favorite actors, screen actors of his time, man.
And he's Italian. You feel what I'm saying? He got a black wife. He's Italian. But in this movie, Men of Honor, his accent, you can't even tell that he's Italian or anything. He nailed it. He's on the money on it. You know what I'm saying? Real actor shit. What's the other movies, man? That I watch, I be tripping off of like a piece of the action. Claudine with James Earl Jones in it. What's the other movies, man? There's so many movies, man, that I watch.
I'm gonna play this trailer. This White Man's Better. I don't know if you've seen it, but I think it's interesting. Like,
from the producers of Pulp Fiction comes one of the most powerful films of the year. Louis Pinnock is a hard-working man, struggling to provide for his family.
How's my baby girl?
But the cards are stacked against him.
I promise you, honey, it's gonna be better.
Barriers still exist.
Next time you have something delivered here to the house, could you send someone other than the fellow you sent by today?
But in this world, the roles are reversed.
White people are genetically inferior.
I can't keep you on anymore.
You follow me?
So when Louis is unfairly fired from his job,
well, tell him that I just lost my job at the factory and I need to talk to him. It's important.
I don't get involved in these matters.
he decides to get even the only way he knows how.
You know who I am.
Oh, this is good.
Whole line, follow me. Put your hands up.
That's what this is about. You can straighten this whole thing out. How you want to help me?
Now I got a gun. You got all the time in the world. Now put your head on the dance.
HBO Home Video presents John Travolta and Harry Belafonte in White Man's Burden.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that, but I didn't get to see that. That looked like that shit hella good.
that shit crazy, man. It's like, even like we just saying, taking the concepts,
right, and switch the roles
that we see in society and switching the roles. But
yeah,
I know nowadays we do see more admittance to systemic racism and things, and like the narrative that they pitched in this movie of people having the deck stacked against them and having certain disparities still exist. So even things being depicted like that in art, it makes you know that those things are in existence. So people aren't paranoid when they speak on them and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because they can take it in a movie and, as they said, reverse it
and make them watch it, make them want to watch it when they probably wouldn't look at it before. It's another racial movie that I want you to look up. But first, it's two movies I want you to see. Was Panther with they were talking about the Black Panther movie with Tyron Turner and all the rest of them in there, and the other one,
People's movie,
yeah, that was a good movie, and the other movie is a special movie. You got to look this movie up, dude. It's called White Dog. And it's about a white dog, a white German Shepherd that's racist, and he attacks every black person that he sees.
Oh wow, okay.
It's called White Dog. I'm trying to tell you, it's the ultimate. And I think it has Christy McNichols in it, and it has Paul Winfield in it too. Yep, that's it right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna play the trailer because I ever seen the movie. But I'm gonna definitely check it out at some point.
You gotta see it.
The tones of some of these movies, there are some comedic ones. There was one that was done on hip hop years ago called White Boys, and it was about a bunch of white boys from they lived in like the farm area, but it was infatuated with hip hop and used to use the N word and all that stuff. Wanted to go to the hood, but it had a lot of rappers, actors, and cameras. It was quite a funny movie as well. I like that because it addressed things from a different vantage point. Let me check this though.
The man who owned it, how did he turn him into a racist dog?
It's simple. Find a black wino who desperately needs a drink, black junkies, do anything for a fix, and then pay them to beat that dog of yours when he was a puppy.
You got yourself an attack dog.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Come on, Julie. A dog trained by professionals to attack people.
Oh shit!
That dog has got to be stopped before he kills somebody. That dog is sick.
Then he should be cured.
We're showing his teeth. Look at him showing his
teeth. The people that
teeth.
made him sick made him permanently sick.
Then they should be put to sleep, not the dog.
Oh, come on, Julie. You got a 4-legged time bomb.
You're my last resort. And if you don't help him, they're gonna kill him.
They should.
should miss.
And as the dog grew up, those methodical beatings by blacks planted that seed of fear in him. And that fear became hate, and that hate conditioned him to attack the color black.
That's a white dog.
Of course he's a white dog.
I don't mean his color. He's called to attack and kill black people. Oh, I wanted to put a bullet in that son of a bitch.
Then why the hell didn't you?
Because there's still a chance to cure him.
Cure him?
He's showing his
You
teeth.
just killed him, man. There's no way you can cure that dog. I want you to shoot him now before he kills more blacks.
So you finally joined the club. A club of horrified people who raise holy hell about that disease. That racist hate, but do absolutely nothing to stamp it out. That dog is the only weapon we have, at least to remove a part of it.
He hopping fences and everything.
I can't.
Wow, this is crazy. I gotta watch
but
this
if I
movie.
fail, I'll get another one. And another, and another, and keep on working till I lick it.
I can't believe
Circulation.
hey, there's a movie with it. You know, I remember Cujo and
Oh, they had to put a muzzle on him. I'm telling you, I got some movies for you. I'm trying to tell you, man.
I remember Cujo and a few other dog movies, but I don't think I recall a movie with such a crazy narrative like this. I definitely got to be checking this one out. I mean, a few of the things that struck a chord with me, that is the fact of how there was addressing, I guess, the concept of racism, but that's something that could be implanted into an animal. So I don't know if they're saying it's, you know, a side of animalistic behavior or what at the same time. But then what I never thought was the woman's fight. All I kept seeing was to like cure this dog or save it. I don't care how many more people die, you know, this dog gets saved, it can be cured and all this, you know. So that definitely sounded like it got some interesting tones. And they say it was banned when it came out.
Yeah, when it first came out, it was banned because, you know what I'm saying, that, like, you know, even though it was like going towards the racism ain't never really went nowhere, but it would start going towards, you know, white people like, okay, we don't want to, you know what I'm saying, we don't want to see no shit like that. But the more they banned it, it made people want to see that shit. And then it's an all white German Shepherd, and he's showing his teeth and busting through windows and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's actually crazy, man. I know a lot of black folk fear dogs to this day. You know, maybe that movie definitely played a part in enhancing some of that. I think, or just the concept, because a lot of people feel as though you know, people do train their dogs to hate black people. You walk down the street.
Oh no, that was definitely going on. That was definitely going on. And all you have to do is just basically keep a dog away from a certain people. And as soon as he see him, if he's got that attack shit in him, he's gonna attack you. He's like, I like dark meat. That's it. And that shit was definitely going on. If you look at Django, them scenes where they would just like release the slaves and the dogs would just rip them apart. You know what I'm saying? They would rip them apart literally, and they sit there and watch the shit. You know, somebody had put me on to that movie, White Dog, and I was just as floored as you are when I see it. I was like, oh,
yep. Yeah, I really got to get into that one. And they got, you know, even good actors and stuff in there as well. That's a crazy thing. You know, it looked like it was
right.
quite a big production at the time.
Right. And you know, another movie that I watched that I don't give a fuck how many times I look at it, I can watch that shit over and over and over and over again, is Bad Boys with Sean Penn in it. And he went to the he went to jail, accidentally killed somebody in a car, and killed dude's brother. And then dude came, he was like I think he was a Latin king or something out there. You got to see this shit. It's called Bad Boys.
I think I didn't see it in a minute, but I've definitely, it sounds familiar, man.
The ultimate, bro. The ultimate.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a rewatch because it's them old Sean Penn in his old days, you know.
Oh yeah, he's and you know, and the ultimate too, Colors and all that shit. You know, he was, you know, Sean Penn had been in some real movies, but it's one movie that I cannot remember what the name of it is, but I remember watching it, and it came out many years ago, and it has the singer Sting in it, and he's like some kind of butler or something, and they out there in your neck of the woods out there in London. They out there in London somewhere, and he's like some kind of butler or something, and they had a retarded daughter. So like the people he was working for, they lived in a big mansion, big stupid monstrosity ass house, and he was the butler. And at the end of the day, he was fucking the retarded girl, and they didn't know it. But he had like fucked the retardation out of her to where she wasn't even retarded no more. Like, I have to look this movie up, but it's the singer Sting is in the movie.
Yeah, Sting. Let me see if I don't know what movies he's been a part of. He's definitely did a few.
Come on, you gotta find it, bro. You got, because I've been searching. I haven't really looked it up, but he's not in a bunch of movies. It's only one movie.
Let me see. Let me see if I can find this. You know about what year it came out?
Like I was young, so it had to like the 80s.
So he in a movie called, I know it's not that. Let's see. I didn't even know he was in Dude. Yeah, I'm putting up.
He's not in a bunch of movies. This is one movie, and he's like a butler.
Yeah, I'm gonna Google that Sting Butler movie.
It's the ultimate.
Yeah, this thing look like it's not hard to find, but we're gonna find it. We're gonna track it down. What's it called? The Grotesque.
I don't know, but I don't know the name of it, but I know the movie, and he's not in a bunch of movies. He's only in one movie I've seen.
Yeah, I think it's called The Grotesque. Let's see. Grotesque movie. Yeah, British film.
He was out there in Europe.
And yeah, Sting. It says eccentric paleontologist Sir Hugo has little interest in his wife, Lady Harnett, but the new butler Fledge gives her the attention she needs.
Yep.
Hugo dislikes his daughter. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
What's it called?
The Grotesque.
The Grotesque?
The Grotesque.
Wait a minute,
like grotesque, like, meaning like sick.
How do you spell it? How do you spell it?
I'm about to put it. Let me put it up on the screen.
Okay. That movie, I've seen that shit one time. It had never left my mind when I seen it. Oh, okay.
And they say it's also known as grave indiscretion and gentlemen don't eat poets. Like I was saying about that movie you mentioned earlier, which I think I was talking about a different movie at that, but sometimes they do like multiple title releases for different films around the world.
Oh, I found it. It's good.
Yeah, I might have to check this out at some point. Oh
yeah, dude, this is I only remember the classic shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the real classic shit. That's what I remember is that movie.
Yeah, you put me onto some stuff, man. I mean, speaking of classics and stuff, we'll segue a little bit back into some of this hip hop conversation. Bosco 100 had a bit of stuff to say on the Verzuz.
That Verzuz tomorrow, my nigga. What does that even mean? Like, how does that nigga think of that stuff? What do you think about the political ramifications of the social injustice of the monarchy? What the fuck?
Yeah, I tuned in right when that nigga said that shit.
What the fuck?
You tune into that Verzuz tomorrow, though?
What Verzuz?
It's the 3-6 versus Bone Thugs.
Oh, fuck yeah. Hell yeah. 3-6
Hell yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, my nigga.
I don't know what I'm picking up.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I fuck with Late Night Tip. But my nigga Bone, I'm a Bone Thugs fan, my nigga. I gotta go with Bone on that one, my nigga.
Yeah, so we see there was a lot of support for Bone. I believe that was a clip prior to the battle, but people be uploading them.
Yeah, I see Bosco 100 gerbil face ass. No, I'm just playing. Guinea pig face ass nigga. No, I'm just playing. Bosco. Shout out to Bosco. He a good dude. That nigga funny as fuck too. That nigga, I've watched his podcast a couple of times, man. At least 5 or 6 times. That nigga's hilarious. And he from the hood. You know what I'm saying? He from the neighborhood. I'm broadcasting via satellite from Inglewood, California. You know what I mean? But big up to Bosco. I like his platform and some of the shit he be saying. He's definitely funny, man. So big up to that nigga Bosco and shit like that. Yeah, man. The verses, man. I feel like I said, man, this is like have been the best verses yet. I loved all of them. The Snoop, the DMX, you know, all of them. You know what I mean? But I like this one because it was real and people is genuinely fans. Bone got genuine fans, and so does 3 6 Mafia. Whoever put them together as a match, because at first it didn't seem like it was, you know what I'm saying, but it was definitely a good match.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. And I think, you know, Verzuz just has been so great continually for hip hop and for the culture. Just the platform that it's been able to create, birthed over the pandemic, and we've been able to see it still push forward, and a platform that can bring back nostalgic vibes, create, you know, new sort of performance, give legends their flowers, you know, create discourse, create platforms for people to even squash beefs and come together like we see even with Gucci and Jeezy and stuff. And so it's definitely dope, man. Even with this, like you said, it may have got a little street, but that's how it gets sometimes. And it wasn't crazy or to the veracity of where it couldn't have been recovered or anything like that. And everybody, you know, kind of wrapped out gracefully and peacefully and stuff in the end. I believe there's another little clip that Bizzy might have shared after things. So let's check this.
You know, just holler at y'all about the shit. Let y'all know, you know, what's popping. I heard a little side shit. Man, all that shit, man, is irrelevant. You know, if I was on meds or if I was fucked up, maybe that shit wouldn't have bothered me. But you talking to a sober-minded motherfucker. And I'm talking to Triller. And I'm talking to Verzuz. And they calling me back like, B, whatever the fuck you doing good. Now, when I'm doing like, I did two motherfucking things. I did a mean version and I did like a nice professional version. Cause I'm a professional nigga. So the mean version was like, yeah, you know, December 2nd, we finna take it to you devil worshiping ass niggas. That was the mean version. Then, you know, they was looking at me, you know, like kind of nervous or whatever. I said, okay, y'all, let's get another version real quick. Let's get a little bit more professional. I've been doing this shit for over 30 years, my nigga. I've done movies and everything, nigga. So I understand how it goes. Different emotions and different things. And you allow them to tell you what's going to sell the most. So I said, let's do a nice one. I said, you know, December 2nd, Bone Thugs and Harmony against 666 Mafia, yeah. Or 3 6 Mafia, yeah. And that was it. So all of this shit that I'm doing is professional as fuck. Everything is like okay by Triller, okay by Verzuz. Because it's fucking working. And it was enough real shit to where it didn't seem bubblegum in Hollywood.
Right.
Niggas motherfucking pennies in a bunch behind this shit. That's on their chest. I got niggas really, really mad about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like really, really fucking mad. You know? And it's very few. Don't get it twisted. The majority of the motherfuckers fuck with me. They're like, B, shit, you did exactly what the fuck you was supposed to do. You feel me? So, you know, I wanted to let motherfuckers know, you know, what happened. BBR ain't nobody, nigga wasn't a bruise on stage. Nigga didn't have a scraped knuckle. Niggas was hugging and shit. I got in DJ Paul ear. I'm like, man, this shit finna be out there. Mm-hmm. I got in Gangsta Boo's ear. I said, girl, this shit finna be out there. I got in Crunchy Black's ear. I said, nigga, I heard what you said about, you know, what you said about when I got robbed, how you was running, how you said you wish you was there. And I appreciate that shit too. But this is after the motherfucking heavyweight championship bout, though. This ain't during that shit. You know what I'm saying? And this is like, you can't fool the people with fake energy. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be a tinge of real in this shit. So I don't mean as real as, you know what I'm saying, as far as it went then. But just enough to keep people on. Hell yeah, keep them on 10. You know, and everybody had their own little personality behind the shit. Flesh had his way, Wish had his way, Cray had his way, Lay had his way. I had my way, which is the plan for all personalities to shine and show the diversity of Bone and what makes us that rock group, that mega group. You feel me? It makes us that, you know, the group that we are, those extraordinary gentlemen that we are.
Yeah, definitely. You know, peace to Bizzy. A great way to definitely wrapping some things up. Where, like he said, it's great to hear that. You know, he was able to powwow with the other artists and stuff like that. And like you kind of said, it like a WWE kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I mean, but that shit was definitely real. It was definitely real what happened.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just saying, like the whole,
like just putting it together. Cause like I was just talking before about the stuff he was doing, the tweets and stuff earlier. That
Right.
you know, which some people were saying was unprofessional, but it was professional. It was to the
man. You know what I learned about this internet, man, is that even though if you have the majority of the people that's riding with you, you're doing good. But it's always going to be a bunch of people that just want to go against the grain, have something negative and fucked up to say. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you just got to look at it like that's just how it is. I have to learn that shit. I'm just now learning that. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's not going to like you. Everybody's not going to be pleased. If you have like 50 motherfuckers that like you and love you, it's going to be 25 that's not going to feel it just because those people like you. And they really don't have nothing like personal against you, really. They just want to hate on something. I know so many people like that. They just want to hate on it. Just have something fucked up to say. See, my thing is being on these platforms and all that. I speak positivity and I focus toward the music and I'll say my little funny shit, but it'd be funny, you know what I mean? But it ain't nothing direct, like on some beef shit and want to beef with people and none of that type of shit. You know, bad publicity is good publicity in this era. Even if some bad shit go on, that you still people is talking about it and you're trending and all this old shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that. My whole thing is, you know, you put a certain type of energy out there, definitely it's going to come back to you. It's definitely going to come full circle and maybe even more. You know what I mean? This internet is when you use it for the good things can happen. You know what I mean? But if you demented and you got a bad mind and your idle mind is looking to start shit, and this is the place to come to do it. So if you on that.
Yeah, no, for real. You know, you familiar with the homie Big Court?
Who?
Big Court.
Who is that?
Yeah, I mean he run with the No Limit family and stuff. Shouts out to Big Court. He got the Holdin Court podcast, which is a great podcast.
Okay.
He got a lot of hip hop icons and stuff on there. He recently had your OG and their Ice-T and stuff as well, which is a dope podcast. But yeah, hold up, I gotta keep this up. Yeah, but Court, he was actually at the Verzuz battle and stuff too. He's worked with Bone in the past, a little Easy and stuff like that as well. And it was great to see Lil Easy out there at the show. Shouts out to Lil Easy too. We definitely gotta have him on the platform shit and discuss some of that verses and stuff like that too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I just got a friend of mine that messes with Lil Easy. Just called me this morning and said that I should get with Easy. I should get with Lil Easy and should do some business together. I heard he's over there running Ruthless Records right now, or doing something. He's in charge of Ruthless, I think.
Oh snap! You know what? Definitely, man, and it's a bet because even saying that and taking your history with Eazy-E and stuff like that too.
Right.
I think it would definitely be a good look. And Lil Easy, he a real one, man. He definitely a real one, man.
I used to see him in the streets all the time in the valley and stuff like that. Me and his father was hella cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was introduced to Easy through my cousin Big Ron, who was Easy's personal bodyguard, just like he had the two Samoan twins, and a couple other big strong doo-doo ass niggas he used to have with him. They'll whip your ass behind Eazy-E, but yeah, I knew Eazy-E very well, and he was a good dude, and we miss him and wish he was here, because if he was here, it would be fucking popping. It would be all the way popping.
Yeah, no doubt, man. He definitely represented and opened the doors, which I'm glad he got some of that, his flowers and his salute, even on the last verses. great to see Lil Easy come out and perform with him.
Mm-hmm.
Perform with Bone and them, I should say, and but perform with Easy Spirit and stuff. And Mighty had the whole look and everything, and it's something I've been able to see him do. And even when he came out to the UK, him and Yellow and stuff on some shows, and I reached out, and he kept it. He always kept it real. Reached back out, put stuff together, and did shit he didn't really need to do. You know what I mean? So he definitely solid, man.
Yeah, because Big Easy was super cool. Like you would be around him. Like I have like real stories, like being around him and him giving us his car keys, me and my cousin, and sitting in this dually and actually got to get in the car, get in his truck and look and see what he used to bump in his car. I have like funny ass stories. Like Easy E asked us, me and my cousin, we like 16 years. I'm like 17. My cousin was like 15. And he asked us, y'all niggas ever got y'all dick sucked before? Yeah, asked us this. Right. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, for real. Like he was having one of those freak nasty parties that night. We was at the Michelet and David Peaston video shoot downtown LA when it was a youngster. My cousin used to, bring us around when he would be in town. He would bring us around, be around Yella and Easy and Dre and all of them. And Easy E, I used to walk on my hands. I was hella athletic when I was younger. I used to walk on my hands, and I seen Easy E. Easy E was walking on his hands. What you doing? What? He walked on. People didn't know, like before he had got sick and all that. Easy was built like a tank. He was swole, like, you know what I'm saying? He was little, he was short, but he was stocky, you know what I mean? And I was seeing him in the streets of LA, in that white 850. And every time I would see him, he'd show me love and speak and everything. Like he went with that Hollywood shit at all. He went with none of that Hollywood shit. He was on some cool shit.
Yep. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned this old clip that somebody put up with Easy and Bizzy and them clowning in the studio.
Look how little he was, but he was solid though.
Yep. Yeah, Easy, that's another thing why some of us little niggas, man, we celebrating because he represented for us short guys, man.
Right.
He said niggas my height don't fight.
Right. Hey, I swear that sure is him, dude. And he used to wear them jean shirts and the Guess shit. He used to have the Elise on. I seen him with the Elise. He used to wear a lot of Guess shit though.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish he was alive, bro.
Yeah, rest in peace, man. Even as I see him there, give me shades a little Easy, man, because that's especially when Easy was more stocky and that as well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. He definitely Lil Easy looks dead on Eric. He definitely looks dead on him. Like when I first seen him, I was like, damn, shit crazy.
Yeah, he killed it, man. Definitely, legend representing for the culture and the whole big aspect. Gave us this lane for the G rap and that what they call it G rap, but the hip hop and rap music that we definitely celebrate and represent, man.
Yeah, man. Big up, rest in peace to Easy E, man. For real talk, for real.
Man, I can't wait to see what the next verses and stuff gonna be. I like to see maybe NWA do something, maybe it's boutique that Easy, maybe Yella and them. I did ask Yella before. He said it would have to be like Public Enemy or something, but
But you know what, man? Motherfuckers gotta start. They gotta put their ego down in order for this. You know what I'm saying? And do it for the culture and do it for the culture for real. Like put the ego down. Motherfuckers want to see Game in 50. You feel what I'm saying? That type of shit. Let's get to the big shit. You know what I mean? Let's get to the real big shit. The Dipset shit was cool.
I believe 50 ain't interested though, right? I think he above that with the
I think he does feel he's above that, and he may be above that, but nobody's above it. No one. This is the culture. It's for the culture. Certain things you have to do for the culture. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck how big you are, like, you know what I'm saying? Like how much money you've been making, all that type of shit. This shit's for the culture. You wouldn't have this money if it wasn't for the culture.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people wanted 50 and Ja. We know we got Ja and Joe, which
but he don't like Ja Rule, and he need to knock that shit off. He need to put Lil Kim and Foxy need to do their verses.
I think they need to squash stuff like that and show like you said, for the culture, man, and the but you know, it could be. I want to see, you know, I want to see No Limit Cash Money. You know, is what I want to see.
Right, Cash Money against no limit.
You know, shouts out to the No Limit fam. They're doing the reunion tour right now, which is being dope. We see some great footage and stuff coming in from around, and yeah, I think it'd be great to see a Cash Money No Limit. I think that would be dope.
Come on, man. Cash Money No Limit. This shit's gonna get stupid. It's gonna start getting ridiculous. Well, they need to start focusing on all the people who got beef with each other in hip hop in the game. That's who they need to do the verses for. You know, if you could do the verses for the people that get along too, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, or even, you know, I think even keep it, you know, friendly competition where it's like, you know, celebrating. Can everybody get in there? Right. You know, because the fans gonna win. You know, some of the stuff we fans of both. It's like I was thinking the other day. I'd like to see, you know, a Def Squad versus Flip Mode Squad.
Right, like MC Light against somebody.
Buster, so you know, bring the Flip Mode Squad. They do.
Yeah, they talk about Buster. Yeah, they talk about Buster.
Def Squad. You know, you got Red, you got Keith, and you got
EP&D.
You know, you want to bring you can even bring out Jamal, Molly G. You know, plus they got other collaborations that they done. They can go into. I think that would be, you know, they've worked together before, but you know, it ain't gotta be like beef because you already had like Ghostface and Raekwon did the verses.
Yeah, they did one. It was cool.
Yeah,
it was cool. It was cool.
But it depends. I think now people want now they had to taste the.
They want the big shit.
Taste of blood there, I say. After that locks and all that stuff, people want blood now. Everybody want blood now. You know, but it depends how you approach it. Because I think KRS's one was dope. It was still that's
KRS definitely is made for that.
They came with that energy, you know, and it didn't have to be a blood sport, but it was still it was dope, man.
Right. You know, they better start doing these verses and getting at people because shit, rappers is dying at an alarming rate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Word up.
Yeah, no facts. It's an epidemic on that stuff, man. And versus, as I said once again, it's definitely been something that's been a shot in the arm to help resuscitate and
bring the life and put life back into hip hop, right?
Back to culture, and even for us as a people, where we you know, a lot of times, you know, we hear people talk about, is hip hop being, you know, hijacked? Is it being watered down? Is it being, you know, we know when it comes to the corporations and stuff done on a high level, it's often other people, you know, capitalizing or marginalizing people and stuff at the same time. But, you know, sometimes when we see a representation in hip hop now, that it's gone so global and so many different people and nations around the world have been able to adapt it and make their own variations of form. Sometimes, you know, you lose the perennial lineup where it incepted from and what it stands for. So I think the dope thing for us with the culture is, especially with Verzuz, to be able to see so much of our people come together, still represent for what we made, some of the artists that we helped made, some of the creativity and stuff that we helped build. And it's on display where you can see, like, it's like you mentioned Steve Lobella, you know, shouts out to Steve Lobella, guys like that, but you can see them within the mass group of the originators and the progenitors of the culture, and then you have, you know, the others that are involved as guests and associates and, you know, part of it in their own way. But you see the dominance, which represents just the streets, represents the people, represents, you know, us and our wider culture and stuff and contributions to the world and the art industry.
Right. Real talk,
yeah.
G. Real talk. You know, we just talking about this, just the rap verses. We ain't even really got into the whole different realm in outer space where they can go get Britney Spears against you know what I'm saying? Like they really can go take it there if they really wanted to and go get like the big wigs, the huge big wigs of people against each other. The Weeknd against you know what I'm saying? Like Chris Brown, they didn't even have Chris Brown in them do they verses yet. You know what I'm saying? This shit can go on forever. This shit can go on forever.
We just had Shaka Khan and Stephanie Mills, you know.
All right. They have Jamie Foxx against, you know what I'm saying? Whoever else, man. It's a matchup. It's like boxing, but they have, except, you know, with boxing, they only have a limited of boxers. With this shit can go on forever.
Yeah, no, for real. They can always bring it to a different realm.
To a whole nother plateau, brother.
Well, that's a fact, man. So we definitely like what we've seen so far. I want to end out with a clip from Big Court. I don't know if you go, it's quite a long clip though, but he gonna give some of his take on the situation. You know, from his standpoint there. If you look at the battle, you can see him in there at certain points. Representing, he come on with Bone and Lil Easy and them, and so you know, we definitely got the No Limit affiliation and connection and stuff too. And like I said, that No Limit Cash Money versus to me would definitely be a dope one. We did hear Silk the Shocker say him against Juvenile or something maybe, and then something where they could then, you know, introduce the others, or you know, so it'd be good to see if there's some conversation.
Speaking of No Limit, P, I need that deal, P. I need that deal over there at that No Limit. I think you're the only one I that's smart enough that I need to be fucking with. I can make it a new home. I need that P. I need that deal, P.
We need to reestablish this whole, you know, No Limit Forever, man. Put a new shot in the arm. I know that they've had some younger artists. Maybe it's a case of mixing it with some younger artists and some OGs and stuff, you know, who have got a different level of experience and stuff as well, and work rate and you know, dedication to the craft and stuff like that and the culture, man. You know, let's see Court, and then we're gonna wind out with Big Court, man. So family, if you join us on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you will be updated on new drops and content.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Big Court from the Holdin Court podcast. Of course, representing No Limit Forever. You already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Tank Dog, salute. Man, just getting home from the Verzuz, 3-6 Mafia versus Bone Thugs and Harmony. You know what I mean? Salute to both groups. Salute to my homeboy Flesh and Bone. Salute to Bizzy Bone. Salute to Lay, Cray, Wish. You know what I'm saying? DJ Paul, Juicy J. RIP Lord Infamous Coops the Nigga. Shout out to Project Pack. Shout out to LaChat, Gangsta Boo, all of them. You know what I mean? So let's talk about the melee. So anyway, I was there. Now the funny thing about it is I was there with Bizzy Bone. You know what I'm saying? So I came more or less with Bizzy Bone, and of course to support the homie Flesh. By the way, Flesh's episode, his full episode for the Holdin Court podcast is out now. So go subscribe, like, and comment. So, you know, anyway, you know, they welcome me, they embrace me. You know what I'm saying? I'm No Limit, but they still embrace me as a brother. At least let me say Flesh. And I know Flesh, I know Bizzy. You know, I'm cordial with the other fellas. I know Lay. I did songs with Lazy and Bizzy back in the day, you know, when I was a rapper. So so we had a working relationship and all of that. But me and Bizzy share managers. So, you know, shout out to the homie August, you know what I mean? So anyway, everything was all good. I was in the VIP section up in the, you know, kicking it up in the balcony, you know what I'm saying, with Fat Joe, Steve Rifkin, Afion Crockett, you know what I'm saying? You know, all of us was up in the, you know, all the celebrities was up in the VIP chilling. And then all of a sudden the shit broke out. Now, I don't know what set Bizzy off, you know, I'm not sure. I didn't hear it. I don't know. But y'all saw what happened. Now, it's up for debate if he overreacted or not. You know, it depends. You know what I'm saying? For somebody to tell you to suck their dick. I don't know. I noticed on the East Coast, they tend to say that and maybe let it slide. In other regions, that shit don't fly. It's up if a nigga tell you to suck his dick. So, but the shit happened. Niggas said what they said. They clashed. But, you know, everything was all good. So I get the call, you know what I mean? I go out there, I check on Bizzy, you know what I'm saying? Make sure he's straight, you know what I mean? I walk him in. That's when you see me come on, come on stage, you know, because again, I don't try to get in the middle of people's politics, or I don't know the backstory, you know. These are two crews that can hold their own, you know. I'm No Limit, but at the end of the day, you know, I'm there with Bizzy. That's my guy. Flesh is my guy. Late my guy, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's still all love. It wasn't nothing. But I think the silver lining in it is that, you know, is that it demonstrated to the younger generation that you can have a disagreement. You can shoot a fair one. You know what I'm saying? You can get shit off your chest, make a motherfucker respect your mind, say what you got to say, do what you got to do, and then nobody has to die. You know what I mean? You can, you know what I'm saying? It's okay to have squabs, be mad, say what you say, and then as men shake hands and do your thing. And I think that was the beautiful silver lining in the situation. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I'm glad that it happened because it showed the maturity. It showed basically, you know, 3-6 Mafia, Bone Thugs and Harmony. What y'all demonstrated was black excellence and nigga shit all in one. You know what I'm saying? Y'all did it beautifully. So, you know, shout out to Bizzy. You know, he was a man about it. He apologized about it. You know what I'm saying? He was just, you know, he's an emotional cat. He's serious about his music. You know, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But salute to both sides for letting cooler heads prevail. You know what I mean? Lazy, you know, being able to cool the situation and be the ambassador for the situation. Of course, you know, shout out, I want to say one love and much love to all the industry people and everybody in attendance that, you know, showed me love, that went out of their way to come up to me and tell me, hey, man, I fuck with your podcast. I subscribe to it. I love what you're doing. I want to come on the show. I appreciate y'all. Salute. You know, got a chance to holler at BG Knockout. You know, shout out to BG Knockout. Me and Lil Easy hung out. Got a chance to holler at DJ Paul for a second. Crunchy Black. You know what I'm saying? I told Crunchy, I said, boy, y'all some dirty motherfuckers for bringing Terrence Howard out. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't playing fair, even with Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? But it was a great show, awesome show. You know, I think that this was probably one of the most memorable verses, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? And again, I say it again, I'm kind of glad that happened because it was able to show that, you know, you demonstrated to the world that, you know what I'm saying? We ain't all fucked up like that. Like, we can be grown up. You know what I'm saying? We can have disagreements. Everybody not going to be sitting around singing Kumbaya all the time. You know what I'm saying? But nobody has to die. You know what I mean? It don't have to be all of that. So, you know, a bunch of niggas getting money, bunch of rich niggas anyway. So, you know, it's all good. But yeah, man, I appreciate all the love. Shout out to Steve Lobel, you know what I mean, for doing this thing. I pulled him to the side, was like, my nigga, they don't pay you. They got to pay you more. You know what I'm saying? You need to be paid more because he was working. He was doing this thing. You know, so shout out to everybody, man. You know, it was a cool night. You know what I mean? I enjoyed myself. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just getting off the No Limit tour. You know what I'm saying? We just finished up a hell of a sold out. Excuse me, a hell of a sold out tour. So, you know, shit. I've been trying to rest up. You know what I'm saying? I've been showed out. You know what I mean? So, but no, it was all good. I think this was a monumental night. You know, salute to Bone Thugs and Harmony. Salute to 3-6 Mafia. And then also check out Flesh and Bone, his full interview, his full episode on the Holdin Court podcast. You know, hit the link in my bio. And also we got the OG Ice-T. You know what I'm saying? Just dropped his a few days ago. And we also got Jay Prince dropping next Thursday for the Drake and Kanye concert benefit for Larry Hoover, I believe. So I know Jay Prince is quarterbacking that. So we have his interview dropping next Thursday. So, you know, I appreciate all the love that I got at the verses. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony. Shout out to 3-6 Mafia, man. You niggas made history tonight. You know what I mean? You really did. Black excellence and nigga shit. Perfect. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully we get to see all those guys on the Holdin Court podcast. We already got Flesh. We got Bizzy coming in. You know, holler at Lazy. Hopefully Crazy will come through. Hopefully we can get Wish. I know he don't do a lot of media. And of course, 3-6 Mafia. I love to have Punchy Black's crazy ass come in. You know what I'm saying? DJ Paul, crazy ass, UCJ, all them cats. So you know what it is for me. No Limit Forever. You already know what that is. And we got the big boss, my partner, my brother from another mother, Master P. We got him on as well. See, I'm still choking. Fucking throat dry from all that weed smoke. Boy, them niggas was smoking hella weed on that motherfucking stage. Especially when they was talking about that Buddha lovers and all of that shit. Them bone niggas, some weed smoking ass niggas, even 20-something years later. Got my throat all fucked up. But anyway, so y'all tap the link in the bio. It's all good. Shout out to the Verzuz. Shout out to them cats. No Limit Forever. Holdin Court podcast. Man, it's been a pleasure. Salute.
Yeah, definitely. Peace to Big Court.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Big Court from the Holdin Court.
definitely encourage you guys to check out the Holdin Court podcast. You can definitely see more Big Court's work and stuff on there. Some of his interviews, like I mentioned, with Ice-T was what I was checking out earlier, which is pretty dope. And check out Big Court's interview on Bout Online, which we did with him a few months back. You can check that out on the channel.
I should do his show.
Well, you know what? When you say that, Floss, that was going to be the next thing I was going to say, because even when I was just checking that clip, I was saying, you know, I think you should definitely, I'm gonna reach out to Court and see if we put that together.
All you gotta do is tell him Ice to be signed to Ice. I mean, you know, that's the key right there. You know, that's interview my boss. You know what I'm saying?
And Big Court, like he like us, man. He real to the culture and stuff, and he appreciative of the OGs and stuff. And he got a lot of love for Ice-T and stuff too. He grew up on Ice-T like myself and like yourself and stuff too, man.
Yeah, that's my fairy godfather, man. Big up to shout outs to Ice-T, man. Taught me a lot of things in the game. Taught me what to look for, what not to look for. You know what I mean? Just keep me sharp. I you know, sometimes when I fall off and you know I can't figure it all out, sometimes I'll call him. He'd be like, you know, Floss, man, you know, Floss, you know, first of all, you can't mess your shoes up stepping over these niggas, man. You know what I mean? You gotta, you know what I mean? When you start maximizing your pimping, that's when you'll be one of the greats. That's what he told me.
There you go. Nothing but game, but Ice-T, even, you know, on this, I'm gonna play a little clip. He kicked some bad game.
I don't have any real opinion on them other than I think social media has created a very dangerous playing field and a toxic habitat.
Yes.
You know, it's too easy to get on the internet and talk shit to somebody and threaten their life, and you know, and it's just see, like, if I dissed you back in the day, how would anyone know? Like, they would only know if they wrote it in a publication. I can't just get on the air and rant about you when I see Court, nigga, this, that, and the third. Now, it's not as simple as blowing it off, because you feel like a million people seen it. The insult is too huge. It's too massive. It's not. It's like a little kid getting bullied in school. Now they feel like everybody knows.
Exactly.
So it gets crazy. And now, like, you seeing these kids getting killed on IG Live, and it's just, you're in another place. Whatever's going on now, it will change and it will evolve. And like I said earlier, I've learned my lesson about my opinion on the music. It may not be my flavor now, but I still every once in a while hear a song that I like. You know what I'm saying? Sure. I was driving home one night and I was trying to duck Drake, right? So Drake's on one channel, I changed the other channel. Drake, I done heard that song 50 times, man. Give me something else. I went to the next channel. Drake's on that motherfucker channel. I went to the next channel. Drake, I said, man, fuck it, Dan. I'm just Draking it home, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what's happening. It's music, it's radio, it's cool. I don't know the person personally. I don't hate anybody. See, I've taken hip hop for a ride that very few people will take it. So for me to be bitter, that would be ignorant, or to have a problem. I just want to see them get it and keep getting it and make some smart decisions and not die. You know, like,
so, you know, Ice-T always kicking that OG gamer. You know, definitely we say check out the full interview on the Holdin Court podcast. There you see he talks about Ice Cube, Soulja Boy, some of that backwards and forwards that he had earlier, and just, you know, how that changed his scope on some things. LL Cool J, he's rolling low and all that body count and growing up around gang cultures. It's quite a dope interview, you know, Big Court, definitely intellectual and stuff as well. And he hold good conversation and ask good questions, and it's good to see, you know, the OGs build up.
At the end of the day, what Ice-T does is so funny to me. What he does is that, like, there'll be a situation that's going on and everybody's sitting there talking about it. Nobody's coming with any solutions, and he'll just come and say some shit that a person with common sense would say. That's the thing I love about Ice-T. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll drop a jewel on you. He'll drop a jewel on you when you're in person. When you're around him, he'll drop them jewels on you, man. You know what I mean? He just looks like, okay, well, you know, if you need a gun to go over to this one particular place, then why go over there? You know what I'm saying? If you need a gun to go places, and, you know, he stayed with Pistol, but still in all, he's not a person that promotes violence. You know what I'm saying? Especially at his older age now that he's, you know, he's getting older and shit. you know, he definitely not with the bullshit. And he just told he drops a lot of jewels on me when I speak to him. So big up to my fairy Donfather, my nigga, man. My nigga, if he don't get no bigger, that nigga Ice-T, man. One love.
Yeah, they call him the iceberg, man. You know, definitely.
Oh yeah, that's the iceberg, G.
OG, you know, well, yeah, I don't really feel right calling him the OG. He's like a quadruple OG or something in the, you know, in the scope of things. Because we got OGs that we know, you know. So he like, yeah, you know.
He still goes by the codes of the codes that don't never fucking go nowhere. No matter if people try to change the narrative and all that type of shit, he still goes back to the old school way of things. Keep your mouth closed about certain things. Don't be, you know what I'm saying? Even though he's on TV and he's his life is to speak and be in front of the camera, you know, you're never gonna really get the full things from him. You're not gonna get certain things from him. What you are gonna get is this knowledge, you know what I'm saying, and in this game, or how to survive in this game and that type of things. But you know, about a person being negative and none of that type of shit, or you know, or listen to his records and think that he's like that, absolutely not. He is on a whole nother plateau.
Yeah, and that's what's necessary, the knowledge, man. I think that's been missing over the years with a lot of the new age hip hop artists. Not to say some of them aren't knowledgeable in their own way, but when we used to see guys like you say, you know, your Ice-T's, your Ice Cube, Pac, you know, certain artists that they may have had a hardcore denotation to their music or identity, but if you see them in an interview, they could articulate themselves in such a way where they drop knowledge on people that transcended just the image of the person that was they're known for within their music, their persona. You didn't just look at Ice-T and say, oh, you know, he a street thug because of his song Original Gangster, or he a pimp because, you know, he
right. That you think that he's on some,
or you know, or
right.
even his role in some of the movies, they, you know, he would talk and he would drop knowledge and drop some science on you, man.
Right. At the end of the day, he's a person that that understands that this game, that it's about selling records. This shit is not about nothing else. You know what I'm saying? It's not about nothing else. It's about selling records. Okay, you set a certain platform for yourself to where, okay, I know that these niggas is gonna gravitate towards this because I'm on some pimp shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm on some player shit, and this life comes with all that. But that's not all what he is. But he knows that selling records. This is about selling records. You know what I mean? And there's nothing else about it. That's what the shit is about. It's just, especially if you're on a label, you have to sell these records and sell it well to where, you know, it's believable. That's what our job is to make the shit look believable. That's all it is. To where you motherfuckers look at like, okay, certain rappers was they put the theme songs for selling dope. You feel me? It's motherfuckers that's really selling dope, riding around, playing these songs, and really following. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these songs got niggas in jail. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not on that, if you on some player pimp shit, it's definitely, they got the orchestra back here that's definitely about to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you definitely have the theme song for the shit, because it's a bunch of motherfuckers out here pimping and hoeing, bitches hoeing, and all that shit is going on. And so what you do, you key into it, and you make your shit look very fucking believable. That's all it is. That's what this shit is, being a rapper is, really, basically.
Yeah. Did you ever see the clip from the hip hop summit where Sugar, the old clip with Sugar, he was talking about the same kind of thing where he's saying, like, you know,
I was at this, the hip hop summit, I think.
Okay. Yeah. And he was talking about, you know, some of the stuff like rappers, just the identity and stuff like that they got.
Yeah. A lot of people talk about their new labels. A lot of people got fast. I want to go like this. This mean get back with me in 10 years. You stay around for 10 years and still be yourself, happiness is everything. Once again, it's not about putting nobody down. But at the same time, what are y'all gonna do for us? I can look at this panel. I can go down the line. You know I got love for Steve Harvey. Who can't love Steve Harvey? He think he cleaner than me. Hey, we got some independent things. Are you gonna pay our record? Big boy! What's going on, man? I'm far from a racist. I know it's all racist in here. But I think black people is the most forgiving race ever existed. And keep on beating. Same thing we do in this society. A lot of people go and say, oh, that's the homeboy. He snitched on everybody else, but he ain't snitched on me. He's still a snitch. That's the homeboy. He ran out on the homies, but he, you know, hey, he ain't nothing. It got to be a point where we start setting examples. Demonstration better than conversation. It got to start being a point where if a person's no good, he's a no good. Y'all got more control. Y'all buying their record. We the one make people believe who's hot. Now. Not hot. Especially when it comes from the West. Reason why people buy West Coast music. Because they think the artist is hitting those corners. They think they really in low rides. They really think they even drinking 40s. They really think they're really wet dickies, cactus, whatever you want to call it. But they don't. So it's really on us. It's really on us to pull the sheets off these old guys and start letting these new guys pass the baton to the new guys in the ghetto who really deserve it.
Yeah, you know, just that clip. I just wanted to play the part where he was just saying about people think when it comes to some of the artists that they're doing, some of these things that they may not.
Actually, basically saying the same shit I just said. But I didn't even know Suge said that. I didn't know that Suge really said that. I didn't know he said that. Yeah, man. You know, I've been in this shit for quite some time. Just because motherfucker may not see me on every video or hear me on the radio, I didn't put my work up in this motherfucker. And so I can tell you when I first saw what this shit was about, I was looking like, because at first, you know, when you first get into it, you really thinking like, okay, these motherfuckers is hood and they doing a lot of this shit. And some of them was. Some of the niggas who I knew that was rapping was really doing a lot of they shit. You know what I mean? But they're in jail and dead. Most of them. You know, the smart ones. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give a for instance, who I know about that he sold this shit. He sold it, and motherfuckers bought it and caught it and believed it. That nigga Ice Cube, who I respect to the utmost, is because what people don't know is that when he was in school, he was very smart, like a straight A student. Just he had the Jerry curl, and he was around all the thugs and all that shit. He was around all of it, but him per se wasn't gangbanging. Him per se wasn't from a certain hood, even though he was living in the 111 hood. He wasn't from 111. You know what I'm saying? The only one that was really kind of somewhat really from somewhere that was gangbanging was Eazy-E. He's from Kelly Park, Compton Crib. Eazy-E was a real gangbanger, but that's not all he was. You know what I'm saying? He was more of an entrepreneur hustler. You know what I'm saying?
I had Lonzo on, and Lonzo said, you know, Ice Cube ain't no gang.
No, hell no. He went to Taft High School.
He one of the biggest gangsters he knows. He said, you don't know what set he claimed, but he said he a gangster when it comes to the business, man.
Right. When it comes to the business, he a gangster. But I'm gonna tell you something. Those people, that's what people get it fucked up. Is the fact of you have artists and you have fans. Now, some of the fans want to become artists. You understand? And that's where it gets fucked up at. Is because a lot of the times, like, okay, you have to make this shit look believable. No, now the fans, if they really not an artist, the real fans, they looking like, wow, you could not tell them that Ice Cube wasn't killing motherfuckers and gangbanging and tearing up the town. Where in reality, this nigga's writing checks. This nigga's a businessman, entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? And so they learned a lot of that game from Eazy. You know what I'm saying? Because Eazy was the person that was in charge because he had the money and he knew what to do with his money. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it was, man. This shit is about selling records, and motherfuckers be letting their egos get the best of them, and then they really start believing this shit. That's it.
Yeah, no, definitely. We see a whole different scope and stuff, and I mean, it's great when we look back years later. Now we can see where some of these legacies have transcended to and just, you know, expanded into different areas, especially now with some of them people having like kids and stuff, and their kids going on then to continue on the legacies and stuff like that. So we definitely proud of the legacies that was birthed, and we feel, especially when it comes to hip hop and the art, you know, sometimes there is that where it's needed, where I don't necessarily feel people should have to walk every single aspect of their music that they encapsulate, because you know it's sort of like you know, not like, I don't liken it to being an actor, but being a creative at the same time. There's a realm of being able to touch on certain things from a third party aspect, which like Ice Cube is definitely great at in that aspect, where he can, as a third party, give you maybe the visualization or the feeling or the picture through his music like it's firsthand, where you know he may not have did it himself, but he can
was around it, right?
Make it aware to you. So that's a dope thing as an artist that he able to convey. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Because just because you wasn't doing it doesn't mean that it's coming from a fake place. You could be just right next to it. And this motherfucker like, I'm about to go rob this motherfucker, and you be like, well, I'm about to go home and go back in the back and go do my homework. You know what I'm saying? You still around it because you in an environment of it. So I'm not saying that he's a fake gangster, he a studio gangster. He's far from that. He was a smart gangster. It's different. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? You could be a dumbass G, you know what I'm saying? Or you could be a OG. And that's why a lot of this shit. I realized it's, you know, rest in peace of Gonzo, because Gonzo was in the Little Ass G video. That's Gonzo. You know what I'm saying? I was around to see all that shit. I was around when Caution was doing their album. I've been around Cube, you know, several times through Laylaw, you know, introducing me to everybody. So I got to really see Cube, and I respect him because of the fact of, you know, he didn't just let, you know, coming from South Central, stifle, you know, stagger and stifle him. You know what I mean? He went and took it to the music when the music started getting too dangerous and stupid, because that's one thing that nigga wasn't about, is that dumb shit. He wasn't about none of that dumb shit. That's why he was the first to leave and get away from NWA and all that, and then make the avenue to start doing movies. And now look at him. He got a bunch of fucking movies, rich as fuck. You know what I mean? Big up to that nigga Ice Cube, man. Don Mega. Yay, yay.
Yeah, definitely. I think I see something about Cube. People were talking about movies. They said he actually one of the only ones to have you know, I think he got like 3 trilogies of movies.
You're right. He got
nigga. Right. They said that, you know, they got the Are You There Yet series.
Right.
A few of them he got where they, you know, they go into a trifecta of movies.
Come on, man. The original America's Most Wanted. That nigga Ice Cube. Come on, man. And then turn around and do kid movies. Come on, man. That just go to show you the range of talent. You feel what I'm saying? And then he go through the barbershops, and you know what I mean? So,
that's another one.
Right. He started do the barbershops, and then, you know, he started off doing St. Ives commercials, bro. You feel me? So that's why I'm trying to say the range of the shit. Like these motherfuckers, I look at, like, you know, the when I was growing up and I looked at the rappers, I looked at, like, you know, the rappers when they first came out, I looked at them like they were superheroes. Like if you was looking at Superman or Spider-Man or any of that type of shit, like these are all black.
And especially, you know, some of them, you know, not to cut you, but they had a wide range then, you know, because it's like, even for myself, it's like I knew Method Man as a dope rapper, and, you know, respected him and stuff, Wu-Tang, and, you know, but when I watched the movie with Samuel L. Jackson,
right,
the teacher, and Method Man pop up, and, you know, used to see, you know, a lot of these rappers in movies and stuff, like LL, used to see him in movies and stuff, you know, Pac used to see movies and stuff, same with Ice-T and Ice Cube. I mean, one of the dopest performances from Ice Cube in the movie would be Higher Learning, which also had, you know, Busta Rhymes and a few others and stuff as well. So when you kind of say like the superhero aspect, the rappers were like that in the sense where it wasn't just, you know, just the music was hearing them on, was seeing them crossing into different terrains like that with the movies and, you know, commercials, other things like that, but just exemplifying their character and showing just different diverse range within the art and the culture. Because, you know, movies like Higher Learning, that's still a big movie to this day, where just the issues that it touched on within it, and then the cast they had was, you know, great. I think it was John Singleton.
Yeah, big ups, rest in peace, John Singleton. He was on it. He knew then. We more than it's like, you know, being a rapper and you know, you have your time doing your music, you have your time doing that shit, but then it's time to graduate. Because sometimes you get tired, you know, as you get older, as being a rapper, you're not always going to be a young rapper, so you get tired of going through the shit that you have to go through in music. You know what I'm saying? You have to go through it through entertainment, period. But when you're a rapper, it's like you go through some extra shit, some extra shit. You know what I mean? Like some out of the ordinary type of shit. And you kind of outgrow it as you start getting older. You don't have the same younger mentality that you used to have, that you would let slide. Sometimes that shit get on your nerves. And there ain't nothing wrong with going after you perform and taking your ass to the hotel room and go sit down and go smoke you one and lay down and go sleep and get ready for the next show, instead of going all night and fucking with a gang of hoes and have to get up. And you know what I mean? Like when you start getting older, you know, as a rapper, you be like, man, please, I'm about to lay my ass down and go to bed because I have an interview coming up tomorrow. And I know that I don't want to have these big Louis luggage under my eyes from not sleeping, you know what I mean? Or being on thizzles and getting high and all that old type of shit. You know what I mean? That should take a toll on you. So that's all it is, man. You know, getting older and being seasoned in the game, because these young cats, they talk about, you know, you talking shit because you're young. You're supposed to talk shit. You know what I mean? But they don't realize that you're gonna be one of these seasoned rappers too. You're gonna be one of these people that, you know, you still in the game and got a little hit and still performing, but you're not really coming with all the songs that you know what I mean? Because after a while you get tired of the music, but you love it. You're just tired of the shit you have to go through through people in the industry. That's all, you know?
Yeah, man, that's a fact, man.
Real talk. So, you know, it is what it is, G.
Yep, you know, shit. We gotta stay, as you said, man. I think that's a good segue. We just gotta maintain, get older, get wiser, like Guru said, you know, and stay representing, man.
Real talk, real talk. You know what I mean? I'm about to GO, man. But you know, always one love to my favorite podcast. You know what I mean? About that online. You feel what I'm talking about? As long as I'm doing what I'm doing, you know, I'm gonna be with you. So and we're gonna put a lot of these interviews and shit together. I got some people that I'm sure your listeners and shit, they're gonna definitely want to see. So I got a surprise for you too. But in the meantime, in between time, y'all hold it down. West is in the building. You know what I mean? LA in the building, broadcasting through your satellite from Inglewood, California. You dig?
No doubt. Salute, man. We definitely want to say salute to the family, salute to the listeners, salute to hip hop, salute to, you know, the whole Verzuz squad, salute to Big Core, Ice-T, everybody doing it, representing for the culture. You know, salute to all the fans, those who are supporting us and stuff too. You know, like, share, subscribe, let us know your comments, and we'll be back next time with some more hip hop talk. Peace.
Yay.